everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Alice Chance and I'm Head of Student Operations over at Command Shift. Today I am joined by Ryan and Emily from Grayce, and they're going to be talking to you all about the hiring opportunities that they have within their team. So I am going to hand over to you two.
Amazing. Thanks, Alice. And hi to everyone listening. Thank you very much for having us here for this afternoon. We won't take up an hour of your time, probably 30 minutes, 45 minutes. But yeah, we're really pleased to just have a chat to you about Grayce careers here and what our development programs can offer you. So I'll say it's myself and my colleague Emily who are going to be having a chat to you today. I'm just going to be running through kind of what we're going to be talking about, Grayce overall, what our proposition is and what we're all about, the programs, and then Emily's going to be specifically going into the Tech Plus side of Grayce and giving you more information about that. And of course, there'll be some time for questions at the end as well. So yeah, what we'll be talking about today, I'll say introduction to Grayce, giving you a good overview of what we do, our programs, and then Emily will talk to you about introduction to Tech Plus, our recruitment process, the boot camp that we have as part of that Tech Plus program, and what we're looking for in candidates and in Grayce analysts that join us, and then finally just some hints and tips. So as an introduction to Grayce, basically we are a leading hire, train and deploy consultancy, and we specialize specifically in emerging talent. So that is mainly graduates, but also individuals from under the umbrella of more widely early careers, so career changes, probably mainly like a lot of yourselves that are on the Command Shift program. So we've got an ever-growing community of over 550 graduates. I think it's actually over 600 now. And we support cutting-edge change and digital transformation projects nationwide with a variety of different clients in pretty much every industry you can think of, whether it's fintech, legal, insurance, law, yeah, you name it, we work with clients within those industries. What we do is part of our proposition, we empower graduates to drive their own development and reach their potential. And we do this through a 3-year development program, which can fast track your career in either change and transformation, data, or technology. So essentially what that means as a Grayce analyst, when you start your career, right from day one, you're receiving the best in-house and external training as well, the opportunity to pursue qualifications, and then expert support and mentoring from our in-house delivery managers. So a delivery manager is sort of an in-between. They're like your mentor, so they can help you with your career aspirations, and then the in-between yourselves and the client as well. And then, of course, the all-important thing, which is that hands-on experience, working with clients, and getting hands-on experience to utilize the skills that you've developed and get a career and a role in what you want to be doing. So I say that's the introduction to Grayce, but any questions you have more about what we do at the end, more than happy to answer the questions. So our 3 programs, number 1 we have is Change, and that program offers emerging talent the opportunity to develop their skills in change and transformation. So I would say this is where majority of our work is. Probably looking about 70% of the work that we do is within change. So individuals looking for business analysis roles, project management, PMO, analysts, all these sorts of positions really. All these analysts are confident in both agile and waterfall environments, and they use their analytical approach to quickly identify urgent needs and opportunities, define solutions and deliver. So, if the client's looking for a new system they want to implement, or essentially, make any transformation to their business, our change analyst can be very, influential in that process. The second one is data. I would say that's, as it stands right now, that's about 20% of our business is within data. And essentially, this program creates experts in the efficient management and use of data. The analysts are highly analytical and inquisitive, able to understand market trends and interpret data to drive strategic decision making. And essentially, the data market is valued to be at 655 billion by 2029. So it's very much a program which sets up analysts for an exciting and sustainable career. And then finally, I think the program which will be of most interest to yourselves on this webinar today is tech. So this is about 10% of the work we do at the moment, but we've got big plans for tech. And eventually, what you'll probably see is that these will be, change data tech will be split evenly in terms of the work that we do with clients. But yeah, this was originally designed to support clients with technical roles as an extension of their business and IT teams. But Tech Plus is going through a big transformation, and that's part of the reason why we're speaking to yourselves today. Historically, Tech Plus covered everything within that tech umbrella. So it could be software developers, could be software testers, cybersecurity, UX design. It was very broad, which is both a good thing, but then also a bad thing in terms of, we weren't allowing ourselves to be specific enough. And what we've done is completely rebrand that Tech Plus program to focus solely on the future talent of the software development industry, which is, I say, hopefully everyone on this call today. So I'm going to hand over to my colleague Emily now, who will talk to you a bit more in depth about the Tech Plus program, the bootcamp, and also the recruitment process. And then I'll be here at the end for any questions you might have. So thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ryan. Welcome, everybody. I'm Emily, part of the talent team here at Grayce. And I have the pleasure of bringing candidates through our recruitment process and seeing them join the programme. And most recently, I have also been involved with reworking our Tech Plus recruitment end-to-end recruitment process. So been looking at sort of how we assess and what we ask to make sure that we're providing you guys with the most information and the correct information, and also that we're asking the right questions to get the right people onto our programme. So Ryan, if you'd like to share the next slide, thank you so much. So a bit more of an introduction into it was originally launched in 2021. And it was born when Grayce merged with tech talent developers Doris. So we merged with another company so that we could provide more choices to our clients and, of course, our analysts that wanted to start a career in tech as well. As Ryan mentioned before, although it was launched in 2021, it's currently going through a big refresh, and we're really looking at making sure that we're sort of offering the most that we can to our Tech Plus program, both to the analysts joining us, but also offering the best service to our clients as well. So we offer support to clients by developing and placing IT and technical people into their teams to support them with their developing future talent and future-proofing their business as well. So there's projects spanning all different areas like ESG, digital and AI, cybersecurity, IT transformation, and large-scale business change. So tech plus analysts are used by clients to build capability within their IT teams, as mentioned before, save money and reduce reliance on alternative contractor solutions, and also enabling access to the next generation of techies and people with the drive and ability to succeed within a career in IT. So as you probably already know, it's a 3-year development program, and it's designed to upskill, develop and accelerate graduates into their careers as software developers. Thank you, Ryan. So a bit more about our recruitment process specifically. So there's 3 stages to that. The first stage is carried out by the talent team. So that's myself and some of the individuals who sort of work solely within our recruitment team. It lasts for 30 minutes, and we really get to explore your knowledge of Grayce, but also your knowledge of how tech is impacting the commercial world. And also we delve in a little bit about asking questions around your technical ability. There's no test or anything like that at this stage. We're just kind of asking, where have those technical skills come from? Are they from a boot camp? Are they from, a university? Are they self-taught? Is it a mixture of all 3? So we're just kind of delving into that knowledge a little bit more. And also the stage 1 interview is very informal, not very informal, sorry, I didn't mean to say that, very informative for you guys as candidates as well. So, there'd be lots of information for you on the programme and what's on offer. So, yeah, a great conversation between our team and you. And then stage 2 is completed by a member of the delivery management team. So you'd be meeting with a different sort of team within the business, and they manage analysts on the graduate program. So, potentially your next manager, it could be, that's interviewing you. And those interviews last for 1 hour. They continue to explore really similar topics, but in more depth. They also include some scenario-based questions and also a 10-minute PowerPoint presentation, which you would present at the start of that interview, which is, a great opportunity for you to showcase your sort of interpersonal skills, your presenting, keeping an audience engaged. So it's a great opportunity for you to show some skills that we've not yet been able to see. And then finally, we have a new part of the process, which is Canditech. So that is going to be a technical assessment lasting around 45 minutes. It will be done online, so it will be sent to you. It's an opportunity for you to sort of answer some questions around sort of logical reasoning and also approach them questions from a programming perspective. So you get to select the programming language you wanted to use to sort of answer some questions and showcase your coding ability and also your ability to problem solve as well. So that is our recruitment process end to end. So upon successful completion of the recruitment process, if you were to be successful and brought onto the programme, you would join our Tech Plus Bootcamp. We have a specialised trainer who has put the bootcamp together, and we'll be having people join us in cohorts, relatively small cohorts of probably around about 5 to 10 individuals on each bootcamp. And as part of this, you'd be learning both back-end and front-end programming languages and sort of going into more detail around those practices. What you would, if you were to sort of be on a bootcamp that was more focused towards front end or more focused towards back end, you would have the opportunity to sort of upskill across the 3 years in full stack. It might be just that your bootcamp is more tailored to one or the other, depending on client demand and what clients are looking for at that time. But you would get the opportunity to train across full stack throughout the time on the programme. Thank you, Ryan. Who are we looking for, and what are we looking for within our candidates? So our core locations are Manchester and London. So that's where Grayce have offices, and it's where our contracts are based for the most part. We do have clients in other locations which we sometimes recruit for, but the ones that we sort of continually are bringing people on board for are London and Manchester. It's also where our offices are, so great locations to be, so you can really immerse yourself into Grayce's community. If you're not in one of these locations, you could always relocate to one of these locations. It doesn't mean you have to already be there. It could be something that you're aspiring to be in London, so you would come through the recruitment process with that in mind. So we are looking for people with technical capability. So as I mentioned before, that might be built through university, it could be from boot camps, it could be self-taught skills, but we are looking for individuals who have a kind of technical background and they're familiar with one or more programming languages already. And we also look for what we refer to as Grayce DNA. So Grayce DNA is people that really, truly align with our values, are really keen to get involved with our community. People with Grayce DNA are sort of resilient people who are very motivated, very proactive, people who are very open-minded, go-getters, keen to get involved, keen to, think of creative solutions, problem solving. So those people really kind of tick those boxes. It doesn't mean that they've necessarily got experience, but they're showing that capability and that Ryan, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Somebody's I've gone blank.
That's all right.
Potential. That was the word I was looking for. So sorry. So really show that capability and potential as well through the showing that Grayce DNA. So value alignment and people that have those attributes is really key to who we're looking for. Interpersonal skills are incredibly important in consultancy. So you really need to be able to talk tech to non-technical people. So throughout the recruitment process, you're potentially coming across people that aren't necessarily programmers themselves or aren't particularly tech savvy. So you really need to be able to articulate and explain technical concepts and technical ideas to non-technical people throughout the recruitment process, but also, throughout your career in consultancy, that will be very relevant. You also need to be able to integrate yourself into teams. You'd be working with different teams, whether that's on your boot camp, whether that's on client site, whether that's to do with any initiatives you get involved in as part of our community. You're going to be integrating yourself into teams throughout your time and your career with Grayce. And also to be able to articulate your ability and experience. It's all good and well having a really strong application and certifications or whatever to sort of prove your technical capability, but you also need to be able to articulate that throughout the recruitment process so that we can kind of see that. So interpersonal skills are something that are key from the start of your application right through your career with Grayce. And finally, we're really looking for passionate individuals. So we're looking for people who can really bring that passion for tech, of course, but also for Grayce and the opportunity, and also for learning and development. The program, although it brings with it a whole host of opportunities, it can be quite demanding. There's a lot of learning to do alongside project work with clients. You're going to be, absorbing so much information. So you really need to be passionate about that development and, about sort of your own progression. So we're really looking for people that are able to showcase passion for tech, passion for Grayce, and also passion for their development. Thank you, Ryan. So a couple of hints and tips from me on how you can approach your application and also your interviews. Hopefully this will help with your application for Grayce, but also this should be helpful for any sort of applications that you do in the future. So the first thing is I would recommend tailoring your application and using the opportunity to write a cover letter. So for Grayce, you provide your CV. So I would really recommend, tailoring, even if it's that first sort of introduction to yourself, the little profile that you might have at the top, just making that specific to, the development program and the business that you're applying to. It doesn't mean that you have to have that, woven throughout the whole application, the whole CV. It might just be that top bit that you kind of tailor. And then also your cover letter. It doesn't need to be extensive, but use the opportunity to write one if the opportunity is there, which it is with Grayce's application. So make sure you, put a couple of sentences together, make it specific to the role that you are applying to, make it specific to the business that you're applying to, and really catch the recruiter's attention with some information. Like I say, it doesn't need to be War and Peace, just a few lines, a paragraph on, why you think you're right for the role, why you're applying, what it is that's interested you. When it comes to interviews, always have questions for your interviewer, even if the questions that you had prepared, they may have answered already, sorry. So say you wanted to ask about salary or how long it would be till you found out whether you were successful. Always have questions for your interviewer to show your curiosity and also show your engagement. So it might be about their journey at the business that you're applying to. It might be about their knowledge of the role that you're going into. Ask in more detail. It might be about what they love about the company that they're currently working for, that you're interviewing to work with. Always ask questions, even if the key ones you want answered have been answered. Have something to ask your interviewer, and it really helps to build rapport as well. So even if you've not really had much opportunity throughout the interview, that's your last chance to really build some rapport with that interviewer and really speak to them on a more personal level. So take that opportunity. Strip back your CV to let your relevant key skills and attributes shine. So again, CVs don't need to be War and Peace. They don't need to have every little detail about everything you've done on there. You want to make it nice and relevant so that the key things that are relevant to the role in the company you're applying to really shine through. So you can always detail more information throughout the interview process. If they want to know more about anything, they can probe at that at interview. But strip back your CV. It doesn't need really bulky paragraphs throughout about everything that you've done. Formatting in a nice, succinct way, and also keeping your key skills and attributes really apparent through stripping back any detail that might not be necessary to the role that you're applying to will really help. Do your research prior to an interview. So learn about the company, but not just about the company. Think about their values and their culture as well. So, using their website, using their LinkedIn, any social media pages that they've got, really take that time to learn about the business and who they are and what their goals are and what they want to achieve. Because that is going to shine throughout the interview if you've got that knowledge, and it's going to really help you show why you're the right person to join that company. So prior to an interview, make sure you really look into the company, but not just the obvious, also look into their goals, their values and their culture so that you can really touch on that. And finally, a top tip I have for absolutely everybody is to practice some examples using the STAR technique before your interview. So the STAR technique, if you're not already familiar, is where you give the situation, the task, the action, and the result of that. And it's a great way, really succinct way of answering a question, which is going to enable you to give a concise answer with relevant detail without going too far off track. And I always recommend preparing maybe 4 to 5 examples of transferable skills. So maybe thinking about teamwork and collaboration, an example of that. It could be an example of time management. It could be an example of stakeholder management. Have those examples in mind of when you've, done that in the past, whether it's at university, whether it's throughout education, whether it's through work experience, volunteering. Have some examples prepared with that STAR technique in mind. And if you go blank in the interview when you're asked for an example, chances are out of those 4 to 5 ones you've practiced, you're going to be able to draw upon one of them and make it relevant to the question that you're being asked.
Amazing. Thank you. Thanks for that, Emily. And we will. Yeah, thanks for having us. And yeah, it's been really good to talk to you about Grayce and everything that we can offer. Obviously, we'll move to any questions now. If there's been any that have come up in the half hour that's in the chat. And yeah, happy to answer what we can.
Thanks, both of you. That was really great. And Emily, I just want to say how great those tips were. Just, I guess, for in general, just to students who are looking, they were just really, really useful tips. So thank you for that. That was really interesting.
That's okay, no problem at all.
No, it was great. Thank you. Yeah, so if anyone does have any questions that's watching live, feel free to start asking those. You did sort of cover everything, but I just, I guess, had a couple of ones. So you're going to be hiring sort of at the start of the summer, you believe, for this sort of role then?
Yeah, like hopefully the next couple of months. To be fair, this isn't something we covered in the presentation, but Tech Plus, the new Tech Plus, or the Tech Plus refresh is new for us. We're currently sort of trialing it at the moment. Our first cohort is going to be middle of April, I think, if I remember rightly. So yeah, I think as this gains traction, and we, after that, we'll have more and more cohorts. Eventually, when this is fully up and running, we want to be moving to sort of monthly or bi-monthly cohorts, really.
Amazing.
So yeah, we're not fully recruiting right now, but the role is live on the website. So if anyone is interested and wants to register their interest for later on in the year, please feel free to do so.
That's great, thank you. And I imagine you can send the link over to me and I can get that shared.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll share that with you. Yeah.
Okay, perfect, cool. I think you must have answered everything for everyone, but that was really great, really, really informative.
No problem at all.
And yeah, hopefully we'll get lots of people applying. But thank you both for joining me today.
No problem. Thank you for having us. And
it's really, really good. Thank you.
Thank you.
And enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Cheers.
You too. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.